So as we have discussed in our previous module, it's about the environments. Deep we will deep dive into that environments. So here we'll talk about the managing environments. So as environment is a set of variables, that's it, nothing else. Environment is a set of variables you can use in your Postman requests. You can use environments to group a related set of values together and manage access to shared Postman data if you are working as part of a team. That's it. So what we're going to look into here, how to create environment and access the environment and working with environment as a team. Okay, that's what we're going to do in this exercise. So let's begin with creating environments. Okay, so let's get into the Postman quickly. Yep, and so Postman displays the active environment in the environment selector. So this is our environment selector. So at this moment, so space is the active environment selector, active environment here. So this will be placed in the rightmost corner of a workbench. You can see that, which is next to the quick look icon, environment quick look icon. So then you can access all environment from environments in the sidebar. So for that, we have to select the active icon. Okay, you see that? You have to click on that icon, active icon. So once you click on next to the environment to make it active, the environment. Okay, let me click on this, and this is the space. This is one environment we have created. So we can create a more environment also. And yeah, so at this moment, space is the active environment. Space, correct? Or else the one more thing we can do is we can, if you come to the leftmost option of our window, you'll find the environments. You can directly click on the environments, and here you will find all the environments that we have. At this moment we have only one environment, that space. So that has been selected. So the tick mark, the active icon, has been uh, placed here. So that click, so when we click on this set act inactive, so it will become inactive. So when we click on this icon, we click on this, when we click on this icon, so it will become active. So what will we do is, we have selected this one. So we'll go to any, yes, this is also fine. So greet, in addition to greet, I'm gonna post one more thing. So that's where this is chant. I'm gonna say chant, and here I'll say, you see, you got it, where. So where is a part of a global scope, however it is in the environment, in the space. Okay, let me see that. You got the where, and it's a default, it's a Krishna. So or else I'll change the name to the where one, and save it, and get it to the post, and let me change it to the where one. And here you see that the scope has changed. It's an environment scope. We got it from the environment scope. So now let me send it. Let me send a request. And here you see that the greet has come from the global scope, and then chant has come from the Krishna. Sorry, chant has come from the space environment scope. Space environment scope. So that's how we can select the environment. So now to create a new environment, we have to directly, either we can create a new environment from here. You see that it's visible from this. Let me zoom it. Yeah, by clicking here we can create a new environment, or else we can go to the left or the rightmost portion, and we can click on this a quick look icon, and you see that space edit, and click on the this. So now the space page has been opened. So here we can create this is a space environment, here we can create a new environment also. You see that no environment, and then we can create a new environment also from here. But for now, we will use the other one. So let me scroll back to the left portion here. So here we have environments, and let me click on this plus icon, and I'll say this is my experimental environment. Experimental env. Okay, this is my experimental environment, and then here I'm gonna attach some values such as we'll give the base URL, the previous one, base URL. I don't remember that. That's okay. It's a http and colon rec rest.in, and one more, that's environment ID I'll give. So environmental ID, so I'll give it as yeah, that's fine. This is the ID, and now I'm gonna save it. Select save to save any environment variables you have added. So come here and click on save, then it will be saved. This environment variables will be added, and the environment will also be saved. So now you have option here, just click on this to set this one active. So I'll click on this, I'll make this active, and now I'll zoom out, and I'll come to my this is another one, yeah, post, yeah, this is experiment. So collections, let me come to the collection. Okay, anyway, I have selected the experimental environment and come to the unknown planets variable. Okay, just a minute, let me close this one. Yep, so this what, so I'll make reduce, yeah, bring it down. So here I'll add one more. So you can see that unresolved variable, this is okay, this is global scope, whereas the space scope has been unresolved because we have changed we have changed the scope now. We have just changed the environment. So this environment scope is unresolved variable because we have changed it. So I'll say this time I'll say base URL from where we got it. So this is the network information. I'll say network, and then I'll mention that base URL. You see that you got the base URL, but this one is not there. So first where and username and where is overridden. So base URL, we have an existing one in global scope that is overridden using this one. That's the one more thing I just want to prove. So global will always be overridden using space, using environment, or using collection level variable, or using local level variable. Always it will be overridden. So I'm overriding this. So I'll click on this. So it's fine. Let me send a request. Now you will find, you see that where one is not there, so you can see that here. Let me scroll down a little bit, or let me make it, yeah, you see that chant where one, it's a part of a, it's part of space environment, so that's not active, that's been made inactive, so that's the reason. So we can't access that one, so it directly made it as a var one as a value. Okay, this one as a value, whereas network, so we have, it's from the a new environment, so it's been pulled and it's been posted into our API server. So that's how we can use environments to customize and group the variables based on the team requirements. Okay, so and to access the environment variables, sorry, to access the environments, just come here. So click on this left portion, a menu, and then you will have all the environments that we have created. So I'll create few more environments here. So let me click on a few more environment. This is the new environment. The name I'm gonna give is, this is a development environment. So dev in I'll say dev env. Okay, and I'll click enter. So I'll add a so dev portal. So I'll give the value. So http www.imlac.com and enter. So let me save this. So and similarly I'll create a one more environment, that is I'll name it as testing environment, a test environment or testing environment. So here I'll add a variable. So tools test cases, I'll just mention cases I'll say SonarQube and a few more, and I'll save this. And we'll add one more, that's one more environment, that's a production environment, prod env. And we will add test types, that's a UAT, user acceptance, a beta, and then blue green, one more. Okay, so let me save this. But at this moment only one environment has been active, has been made active, that's the experimental env. We can make it any other environment active, okay, by just scrolling and clicking on it. So that's how we select an active environment. We can, and we use that active environment in different places. So if you want to edit the variables, what we have to do, we have to just get into that environment and click on, directly click on variable name. And if you want to change the any value, you have to click on that value, and you can change that directly from there. Okay, that's how we modify the variables, variable names and variable values directly from there. So now we will look into the managing environment roles. So we can manage roles on environment by selecting the more actions icon in the upper right of the manage roles. So let me click on here. So if you scroll down completely, you'll find a item called manage roles. So I have clicked it on, so new window has been popped up. So now we can assign collaborators the editor or viewer role. So we can, at this moment I have an editor role, either we can put editor or viewer, or one more thing is a collaborator. So if you have a, if you upgrade it to the proper plan, a professional or enterprise level, so we can have a lot of roles. If you are part of a team, if you have 10 members or 5 to 6 members, so what we can do, basically you can give them enough access, like either you can make it as an editor or a viewer or a collaborator to work on, and then you just name it and change it and update the roles here. So that's what an environment. So environment is very much useful. In addition to that, we can have a few more activities can be done here, like uh, requesting for an access, and then we can also do the forking environment to fork the environments. It's just pretty simple. You just click on that whichever environment that you want to fork it. We have 5 environments, out of which I just want to fork it as the experimental env. So I'll click on view more actions icon, and then I'll scroll down. You'll find this create a fork, and you click on that, and within few seconds the fork of it will be created after giving the name. So here I'll say Charan APIs environment fork, nfork, and then workspace I'll keep it same, API exploring universe, and click on create, and you should see, okay, this is what is your environment fork. So basically the forking environment, forking the collection, we use it just to maintain the versions of it. It's like version control. Okay, so that's what a complete information about the variables, sorry, Managing the environments from the creating environments, accessing it, and working with environments as a team.